Dallas Cowboys. Weather-wise, there have been better days in Texas. 36 degrees, a threat of sleet, freezing rain, and very unpleasant things in the forecast. That doesn't really matter to the Eagles and to the Dallas Cowboys because, as I said a minute ago, this is one of the NFL's great rivalries. Hope you had a happy Christmas and hope the 1983 year comes to be just exactly like you'd like it to be. I'm Pat Summerall along with John Madden. A lot of extraneous things going on here. The Cowboys have to win to have the home field advantage if the playoffs, and when the playoffs start, the Eagles need to win today to stay alive in the playoff picture. All those extraneous things, though, John, I don't suppose when two teams like this get together make any difference.
I think the biggest thing, though, is confidence. You know, the Eagles aren't playing like the old Eagles. They aren't having a good year. They really don't have a lot of confidence. I think if they jump out early on top of the Cowboys, they'll have a chance. I think if the Cowboys get on top of them early, it'll be a long day.
What about key matchups that we should be looking for today, John?
We have some interesting matchups. You know, the best offensive lineman of the Eagles, Jerry Sizemore, is out. Frank Giddens has taken his place. Big Frank Giddens, he weighs 300 pounds, 6'7", and he'll be going against Ed Too Tall Jones. A very interesting matchup. You know, in the NFL, now they keep sack records, and we have two of the leading sackers in the league. Dennis Harrison from the Eagles and Harvey Martin from the Cowboys. So it'll be interesting to keep track of all that line play today, Pat.
All right, John, we're just about set to kick off. Cowboys and the Eagles, and Texas Stadium has not been too good to Philadelphia. They've only won once here. They've lost 10 times. But as we said a minute ago, it's very, very important to Philadelphia. It's very, very important to Dallas as well. But for the Eagles to keep their playoff hopes alive, they must win today. When the day began, all of the teams in the NFC had a chance for the playoffs. Even the Rams with their record of 1-6. Wally Henry is number 89 back deep. Mel Hoover is back there with him. Number 85, and of course Raphael Septien will kick off. Cold and dreary day in Dallas. 36 degrees just a few minutes ago, and sweet and everything else. It'll be Hoover. Mel Hoover at the 6. Checking to the outside. Ron Fellows drags him down at the 12. The Eagles will start from deep in their own territory, and will check out their offensive line and the runners and the receivers. Ron Jaworski, of course, is the quarterback. Wilbert Montgomery, Perry Harrington started last week. This week it's supposed to be Leroy Harris. Ron Smith is one of the wide receivers. Harold Carmichael the other. Carmichael comes out wide to the left. It'll be 1st and 10. Lone setback is Wilbert Montgomery. Jaworski has Spagnola in motion. Hands to Montgomery. Montgomery for about a yard. Guy Brown was the first man there. A little scuffle going on after the play is over.
That's the way to start a game. No scuffle.
If you're cold, let's get warm in a hurry. Here's the Dallas defense. The line, familiar names, of course, Ed Jones, John Dutton, Randy White, and Harvey Martin. The linebackers, Heckman, Brunig, and Guy Brown. Some question about whether Brunig would make it today. Charlie Horse in his leg. The secondary, young but strong. Wall, Thurman, Barnes, and Michael Downs. 2nd and 7. Line of scrimmage back at the Eagles 16. Leroy Harris and Wilbert Montgomery behind Jaworski. This is Montgomery. Quickly Montgomery. First down, Philadelphia out to the 30. Dennis Thurman tripped him up. 15-yard gain.
That was one of the things Dick Vermeil said last night they have to do is be able to run the ball. Of course, when the Eagles run, they run to this guy, Wilbert Montgomery. I formation, flip. Leroy Harris playing there, number 20. He's starting again because he's a better blocker than Harrington, and we just see why.
And Montgomery almost broke for more than he got. He got 15. It's first down. Eagles at their own 31. First possession as Dallas defense goes into that flex. Spagnola goes in motion. Stop. Back to Montgomery.
One of the other things that Dick Vermeil said as Benny Barnes comes up to make the stop is that we just simply have to get the ball to Montgomery more.
You know, they started out in training camp, and they were going to use more formation. They were going to use Wilbert Montgomery more as a pass receiver. And he said that's really not the type of guy Montgomery is. He said he has to be in the I formation, in the backfield, and run the ball. So they're going back to that now.
Montgomery then has carried the ball every time. Two tight ends, Vito Cap and Spagnola. Outside is Ron Smith. Pass complete. Another Eagle first down. Almost midfield. Dennis Thurman is there. Another 15-yard gain.
You know, Ron Jaworski's really been taking a lot of heat. And last week in the huddle, Wilbert Montgomery was saying that the players were telling him, Ron, you ought to change your name to Lou. And then when they boo, you think they're cheering you.
Lou, huh?
Ooh-wee.
First down Eagles at their own 49. One lone setback is Wilbert Montgomery. Fake to Montgomery. Jaworski going for a bundle. Emerson Wall picked off by Wall. The NFL's leading interceptor just got another one. Ron Smith, the intended receiver.
He now leads the league in interceptions with 6. You know, he was a free agent rookie last year. Everyone worked on him. I don't know why they keep working on him. Let's watch it in slow motion here. Now, he's the left corner. He starts here as man-to-man. Can't chug after 5 yards. Looks over his inside shoulder. And one thing about Emerson Wall, he has great pass-catching ability. That's why he gets a lot of those interceptions. Not only is he in position, but he can catch the ball.
So the Cowboys will take over with 12:26 left in the first quarter. Two tight ends set up with Cosby and Dupree both in there. This is Tony Dorsett outside the 10 to about the 12. The offense for Dallas. Danny White, the quarterback. Tony Dorsett and Ron Springs, the runners, and Drew Pearson and Tony Hill, the wide receivers. The offensive line, Donovan Richards, Rafferty, Peterson, Cooper, and Doug Cosby. That time they went with 2 tight ends.
Go! 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 Go!
We'll set up the Eagle defense in just a minute. Dorsett with Springs up in front of him. Put Johnson this time in motion. Dorsett straight ahead to about the 14. John Bunting was the first Eagle to make the hit. The Eagle defense. They play a 3-man front. We'll get to the Eagle defense in just a minute. The Eagles, so good on defense the last couple of years, have fallen on bad times. And the defense has been the breakdown. Dick Vermeil said last night they just didn't work on it in training. Third down. 3. Ball gets away from White into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Greg Brown makes the recovery, makes the hit and the recovery. Touchdown, Eagles.
He's going to keep that ball back.
A long time he'll remember that one.
And we talk about free agents. He's in his second year, but he was a free agent last year for the Philadelphia Eagles. Now watch, he'll come from the right side of the screen. Danny White is looking to his left. Now watch, Greg Brown comes in from behind right there. You see, and he grabbed, and as he grabbed, he knocked the ball out into the end zone, did a little turn, and got back in and recovered it himself for a touchdown.
Howard Richards is the man who is injured in white for the Dallas Cowboys. Talking about him yesterday with Tom Landry. Tom was saying what great progress he had made. Those of you who have been watching San Francisco defeat Kansas City 26-13, welcome to Texas Stadium in Irving, Texas. And those of you who watched Green Bay overwhelm Atlanta 38-7, welcome to Texas Stadium. And here's what just happened. There was no score at this point. And then Greg Brown put the heat on Danny White. Watch number 98. Ball is loose. Brown is back up. That's what's happened here at Texas Stadium. Greg Brown's second career touchdown. And the Eagles lead 6-0. Tony Franklin will try to make it 7. John Shira is the holder. Tony Franklin, perhaps the first member of the fraternity of kickers that do not wear shoes. 7-0. Pat Haggerty is the referee. Some story about how he had to get here. Snowed in Denver was Haggerty. Had to fly with the Broncos on their charter. Eventually wound up in Los Angeles, and then from Los Angeles back to Dallas.
That's one way to get here. We were talking earlier about confidence. If the Eagles, had a bad start, they really haven't had the type of year that they expected to have. As you mentioned earlier, a year ago they were first in defense. This year they're 13th in defense, and they really don't have the confidence. And I think that it was very important that they get that early score, that first score, and something to work with. I think had that happened to them, it could have been a tough day. But that's the type of thing that Dick said. That's the type of play that they needed. Aggressive play, going after it, making things happen. He said he didn't feel they were doing that type of thing.
Light and sometimes freezing rain falling. There's Franklin to kick off. Hanging. Ron Fellows will bring it out. He's got some room. Fellows to the 32. Fumble. Officials are saying that he was down. The Eagles are saying that we have it. The officials have already said no. He hit the ground. 28-yard return, and as John Madden has pointed out many times, the ground cannot cause a fumble.
I think we're going to have a big argument about it, though. Because the Eagles did come up with the ball. It's like Louis Giamona that has the ball.
It is. The Eagle offensive unit was already out on the field. Check it again.
Watch it. Here's Ron Fellows. He'll start up the middle. He's going to cut right up there. Now that's the first hit. The second hit, I think the whistle blew right there before the ball came out.
That's the official ruling. The ground cannot cause a fumble. Dallas 1st and 10 at their own 33. Motion. Dorsett to carry. Nothing doing as Frank LeMaster bops him right at the line of scrimmage. Nowhere to go.
I think what happened, I think the Cowboys were trying to influence LeMaster. Instead of being influenced, he was going on a blitz. He was going. And he just went right through that guard hole, and he got Tony Dorsett before he could get started.
2nd and 9 from the 34. The Dallas Cowboys have scored only 7 points in the first quarter of all games this year. 2nd and 9. Despite their record of 6 and 1, first quarter has not been good to them. Cosby starts in motion. White drops to throw. Does Cosby. Cosby has first down outside the 45, knocked down by Jerry Robinson.
One thing about Danny White and the Dallas Cowboys is they have good mixture on first down, second down, and third down. They don't get in those ruts where they run on first, run on second, and then try and throw on third down. Of course, against this Eagle defense, that isn't a good idea.
Tom Landry just voted best dressed in football once again.
He even has a good-looking raincoat.
Yeah, everything. All matches.
Eyes and shoes.
Dorsett on first down to the left side. A yard, no more. Ken Clark, number 71, the nose guard, came out to make the stop.
The reason I was saying it's so important to throw on first and second second down is that on third down, on passing downs, the Eagles bring in those 4 defensive linemen and 6 defensive backs, and that's the one that they got the sack on. That defense, they got the sack and the touchdown. I think the Cowboys want to keep the Eagles out of that defense.
Tom Landry was saying to us yesterday that if you let the Eagles sit there in whatever defense they want to play, they're tough to beat. Got to make a move. Pitch back Dorsett. Nothing doing. Jerry Robinson, the Eagle tackler, went up very quickly. Looked like Dorsett had some room, and then it all disappeared.
I'll tell you who made that play, though, is the strong safety. Randy Logan came up into the backfield in force, and the tackle was pulling Jim Cooper, and he made Dorsett cut when he really didn't want to. Let's see if we can see it here. We'll see Logan coming right up in here, the tackle blocking him here, and that's what made Dorsett cut. The chalkboard's not working. I was drawing it, it didn't go up in there.
Some difficulties again. Danny White out of the shotgun. Good time. Pass complete. Timmy Newsom. That'll be enough for a first down. He's knocked out of bounds in front of the Dallas bench by Jerry Robinson. You can see what is happening, and the forecast is even more unpleasant than at that site.
You know, the good thing about this, Pat, is this stadium has that hole up on top, and it doesn't rain on the fans.
But it does rain on the plate.
I always thought that was kind of funny. You know, protect the fans and let the players get soaked. Look at the fans. They probably don't even know it's raining. Now look at the players.
Talking about ice storms developing later in the day and a tough day to move around. Be careful. 1st and 10 Cowboys. Ball is up to Philadelphia 44. Dorsett comes way out to the right side. Something going on rather funny. Danny White finally calls a timeout.
He really let Dorsett run too long. You just see that Dorsett was either going to continue on and go to the Philadelphia bench or turn up field, which would have been a penalty. It looked like he got himself after the motion in a formation that he didn't want or couldn't run the play from. So he said, well, I'll take a timeout and go over and talk to the coaches about it.
While they talk, let's run down some of the other scores. Tampa Bay beat Detroit, keeps their playoff hopes alive, 23-21. The Buccaneers, Green Bay also alive. Atlanta's already in the playoffs. Green Bay 38, Falcons 7 in Atlanta. San Francisco keeps their playoffs alive, playoff hopes. 26-13 over Kansas City. Cleveland beat Houston 20-14. Woeful year for the Oilers. Pittsburgh 37, New England 14. Bradshaw out of his slump, obviously. Cincinnati 24, Seattle 10. Word on Howard Richards is that he has a sprained ankle, and we really don't know whether or not he will return. My guess is that he will not. Herbert Scott, of course, will take his place.
It's not bad when a player gets injured and you replace him with a Herb Scott, who's been an all-pro guard. Of course, he had that knee injury in the preseason. He's just working himself back into the lineup.
4th quarter score, you saw St. Louis leading the Giants 24-21. Both of those people still with playoff possibilities. Dorsett in motion. To Dorsett. Roynell Young diagnosed that one perfectly. Maybe too perfectly. He's down.
Well, he had time to think about that play because that was the same play that the Cowboys were going to run before they took the timeout. They just put Tony Dorsett out here in motion, ran everyone downfield, threw the ball out quickly to Dorsett. But Roynell Young saw it. Boom, he was right up there.
Richard Blackmore would take Young's place if he can't continue. Here's the play.
Watching, here comes Young up. You see, it looks like he may have put his helmet right on Dorsett's left knee.
Young's still there. think you're right, John. He just caught that knee at a very, very inopportune time. But still a 10. There are so many things that can happen with the Super Bowl tournament format. So many teams still alive that it's difficult to put all those things together before the afternoon is through. Young encouragingly up to his sitting position. Washington 7, New Orleans nothing. The Redskins, of course, tied with Dallas with their record of 6-1. It's the game that they moved back. Starting time, Chicago Bears 7, the Rams nothing. For the Rams, they've played well.
You know, it may be one good point there. They weren't ahead. Every other game they get ahead and then they lose the lead. Now they're behind. Maybe they can play better from behind.
Dorsett is the lone setback. Second down, 11. Dorsett draw. And Tony gets down to about the 37-yard line, about a 2 yards short. First down yardage. John Bunting tripped him up.
Of course, with one back in the backfield, the Cowboys are trying to show that this is a pass formation, passing formation. Danny White just comes back like it's a drop back, hands the ball to Dorsett on a delay or draw play. Picked up about 7 yards and puts him in a good third down and 2 or 3.
Like about 3. John Bunting, who made the stop calls, the defensive signals after he gets what they want from Marion Campbell over on the sideline. White in the rain. Cosby comes up with it. Was hit back. But he had the first down yardage hit by Robinson. First down, Dallas.
I'll tell you one thing, that ball is coming out a lot on these plays. These Eagles, or this Eagle defense is really doing a lot of hitting out there, you know, and they want to jolt that ball loose, but Cosby did a good job of holding on after he made the catch.
Rain continues. Cold rain. Cosby on 1st and 10 out flank to the right. Billy Joe Dupree also in the game at the tight end. Cosby in motion. Take to Dorsett. Inside. Intended for Cosby, who went in and came back out. Couldn't hang on.
The thing about the Cowboys, they've always had a tall tight end. Doug Cosby's a starter now. He's 6'6". Billy Joe Dupree, of course, is 6'4", and those guys really give a quarterback big targets to throw to.
So it'll be 2nd and 10 from the Eagle 33 for Dallas. White is 4 out of 5 so far. 2nd and 10. Tony Hill out wide to the left. Cosby lined up as the flanker to the right. Springs in motion. Dorsett. Nothing doing. Logan came up to make the force quickly, and Clark made the stop. Those of you who watch the Cardinals keep their playoff hopes alive, 24-21 over the Giants. Welcome to Texas Stadium. The score here is Philadelphia 7, Dallas nothing. Pat Summerall with John Madden. Another Eagle player is injured. Harrison, beg your pardon. They both are down. Philadelphia 7, Dallas nothing. The Eagles lead Dallas 7-0. We're still in the first quarter. 4:38 left to play. In the rain at Texas Stadium. Danny White fumbled, was recovered by Philadelphia in the end zone for the only score.
Waynell Young just came back. He was out for 2 plays. He injured his neck a little, but he's back in now.
Harvey Armstrong has replaced Dennis Harrison in the Eagle defense. They go with 4 down linemen now as Butch Johnson goes left in motion. From the shotgun, good snap. White is hit and really clobbered. And the penalty marker is down.
That'll be one one of those 15 yards for roughing the passer. It'll be an automatic first down or a first down for the Cowboys.
By the way, we told you just a minute ago. Let's see.
Personal foul, number 71, roughing the passer, offensive pass interference. We'll replay the down.
Replay the down. Now, is that right?
That won't be a first down. Yeah, the defensive penalty of roughing the passer. And, of course, the offense had offensive pass interference, so they just nullify each other, and they play it again. Now, of course, that's one of those things I really don't think is right.
Because you shouldn't get the personal foul unpunished.
Let's see if we can find the... There it is right there. You see what happened? We saw the receiver come down and run into a defensive back. It was a pick. So that's the Cowboys penalty. Now let's watch number 71, Ken Clark. He's coming right up the middle. Okay, the ball is gone from Danny White, and it looked like they got him. Did you see that right hand? It looked like it hit him in the head.
So they replay the down. It'll be 3rd and 10. By the way, the Cardinals' victory over the Giants clinches the playoff berth for them. It's quite a story, too, isn't it?
The surprise teams in the NFL this year, the St. Louis Cardinals.
Newsom in motion. Shotgun formation for White again. Time. And a play. Touchdown. Butch Johnson on White. The strike. 33 yards. You talk about a pass that was perfectly thrown. Here it is.
Right, and it was against the Eagles. There's 6 defensive backs. Watch number 86. There's Butch Johnson. He's the inside man. He's going to run a post up the field. Now he's going to go in towards the post. There's 1 defender short, 1 defender long. Catches it right between them both for a touchdown. What a great throw by Danny White.
Raphael Septien now with Glenn Carano holding. We'll try to even the score. And 7-7 at Texas Stadium. Boy, that's worth another look. That touchdown.
Let's take a look at how Danny White fell when he was throwing that ball. It's a 4-man rush, 4 defensive line. There's big Dennis Harrison hitting him just as he throws the ball. We'll go again from the shotgun. See the pressure on him? He just, if it was a timing pass, hit the post right up over the deep man to Butch Johnson.
You can't throw it any better than that. It's Philadelphia 7, Dallas 7.
This is Butch. Wish everybody happy holidays. From just the 2 of us, CBS and Dallas Cowboys.
Well, thank you, Butch.
That was before the game. He looked like he knew he was going to do it, didn't he?
Septien to kick off. You saw the scoring drive. Wally Henry. 25, 30. Outside the 40. Good return by Henry. Jeff Rohr knocked him out of bounds. 40-yard return and a good one.
You know, that roughing penalty really hurt the Eagles because that was an incomplete pass. The Eagles are the fewest penalized teams in the league.
7-7. Eagles Cowboys.
Let's watch that touchdown one more time. Here's Richard Blackmore, the defensive back. He's playing man-to-man on Butch Johnson. He has deep help from John Shire. Now watch, Butch Johnson just runs right by him here and then right into the post. Now watch what see, up there, Blackmore should get a bump on him, up on the line of scrimmage. He doesn't get the bump. You see that? Butch Johnson's right by him. Now Shire should get over. He gets over too late, and the perfect pass scores the touchdown.
1st and 10 at the 45. 3:59 left first quarter. Leroy Harris and Wilbert Montgomery. 2 running backs. Harold Carmichael split wide to the left. Spagnola in motion. Comes to block. Montgomery. With room. Wilbert Montgomery out of bounds at about the 43-yard line in Dallas territory. Michael Downs closest to him. 12-yard gain. Good one.
It's interesting that the Eagles are having their running success to the left side here. Good block by Leroy Harris. You can see why he's starting at fullback, and that was a block that would spring Montgomery to the outside for the first down.
Spagnola is the man in motion.
Let's watch him. He turns, you see, and he gets a good block right there in the linebacker, Guy Brown, that just holds him up enough so that Montgomery can get outside.
Jaworski to Smith. Another first down for Philadelphia. Inside the Dallas 30, 14-yard pickup. The Eagles look pretty sharp.
They sure do. This looks like one of those games like San Diego and San Francisco or San Diego and Cincinnati where they have that type of thing up and down the field.
Jaworski with hands in pockets, checking over with Dick Vermeil over on the sideline. The Eagles trying to keep hopes alive and trying to beat Dallas. Playoff hopes don't really enter into that. They always would love to beat this team. Montgomery bounces off one tackle, hit by John Dutton first, and then finally goes down in the grasp of Everson Wall.
I think it's interesting, you know, last night Dick Vermeil was a little worried about Frank Giddens starting there at right tackle and having to block too tall against the pass. He said against the run, I don't worry about it because he's one of the best run blockers that we have. And at 6'7", 300 pounds, that's a pretty big guy. You know, he's one of 10 kids.
One of the few times that too tall faces somebody on an equal physical status, at least, in terms of regular size, is Montgomery's gun. Barnes on the stop. Right now, for an update, let's go to Brent Musburger in New York.
Pat, here's the play that kept the San Francisco playoff hopes alive. Kansas City was driving for a winning touchdown. Ronnie Lott, the star of a year ago, will step up and intercept Bill Kinney's pass. He'll go the distance, 83 yards. The Niners win it 26-13. And right now, let's send you back to Pat Summerall and John Madden in Dallas.
At rainy Texas Stadium, Brent. 3rd down and 4 with 2:13 left. The Eagles with no success. Only once did they win here in this ballgame. Montgomery inside the 20, first down Philadelphia to about the 17. Too tall, Jones tripped him up.
The Eagles had a lot of movement on that play. They were shifting back and forth. And, of course, the Cowboys had their pass defense in, their 6 defensive backs. They had a lot of adjustments. While they were in the middle of an adjustment, Jaworski just snapped the ball and handed it off to Wilbert Montgomery.
It's 7-7, excuse me.
I was just saying, I think he caught the Cowboy defense a little off balance there.
44 yards and 7 carries for Montgomery. He's the lone setback now. Spagnola in motion. Take to Wilbert. Outside Spagnola. 15, 14, 13. Guy Brown and Dennis Thurman knocked him down.
Here's Spagnola. He lines up at the tight end on the right side, comes across to the left side. That makes that strong. Up the field, just a short little out, catches the ball, turns up, and gets a good position. Let's watch Randy White here. He's number 54 right here. See, he's getting double teamed right through the thing. Boom, boom, and they put him right on his back. Where's that ball going?
2nd and 5. Jaworski outside Montgomery. Chased by White. Montgomery head over. Here's a 2-1. Hit by Everson Wall. And Dennis Thurman.
Shoulder pad back in, Dennis. You know, you always talk about running backs. Great running backs can smell that end zone. And when they get close, just boom, you know, they're just going to hit that thing. Watch what Montgomery does here. He can smell the end zone right here on the 5. He tries to dive from the 5-yard line into the end zone, and he only came up a yard short.
What a hit. Montgomery's okay. That's the end of the first quarter with the score. The Philadelphia Eagles 7 and Dallas 7. But the Eagles back at the door once again, trying to recapture that lead. Philadelphia 7, Dallas 7, 1st and goal Eagles. At the Dallas 1. Yards rushing, 44, all by Montgomery for Philadelphia. 46, a total of 90. Jaworski calls him and brings him out of the huddle. First play of the second quarter, score tied 7 apiece. Pat Summerall with John Madden. 3 tight ends. Leroy Harris makes it look easy. Waltzes into the end zone behind Montgomery's block.
I tell you, he got another good block by his left guard, Steve Kenny. We'll see it here. See, there's only one back in the backfield. Now watch the left guard, number 73, pull out. You see, he comes there, turns back to the inside, and gets the middle linebacker, Danny Spradlin, and that's the block to put Leroy Harris in the end zone. Those guards, I like those guards pulling out, turning back, blocking linebackers, that type of stuff.
Especially in the rain.
In the rain, yeah, but there's no mud. What's wrong with artificial turf? Rain doesn't make mud.
John Shira will hold for Tony Franklin. This barefoot's got to be cold today. 14-7. Philadelphia over Dallas. 14:57 left to play in the first half. The Eagles came today with a serious idea. That's the story of the Eagles scoring drive. 8 plays, 55 yards. They kept it 4 minutes, 13 seconds. Leroy Harris scored the touchdown. Fellows and Newsom back deep for the Cowboys as Fellows comes up. Handles it about the 14, and Fellows fumbles. Angelo King fell on it. But I think one more time he was down, and the whistle had blown. Gimona is the one who made the hit.
Watch Gimona come in here. Fellows is just starting up. He just tripped him there. The ball goes down again. Of course, the ground can't cause a fumble. So Fellows had the ball when he hit the ground. And when he hit the ground, the ball bounced out. But that's a couple too many times you do that. You know, that's the second time Fellows has fumbled on a kickoff return.
1st and 10 from the 28. Philadelphia 14, Dallas 7. Drew Pearson goes in motion to the right. White. A lot of time. Still a lot of time. Cosby had it, dropped it.
Let's watch Dennis Harrison here, number 68, the leading sacker in the NFL. He's going against Jim Cooper, and of course going against Kurt Peterson. They have him double. The tackle on him, the guard on him, the guard on him, the tackle on him, boom, boom. That's the way you take care of the leading sacker in the league. You put 2 guys on him.
Good job by Peterson. Kept his balance.
It'll frustrate a defensive lineman. You know, they get a little paranoid when you get 2 blocking.
You beat 1. Then you expect to see the quarterback next. Not another blocker. 2nd and 10 from the 28. Pearson again in motion to the right. Hand off Dorsett. Dorsett ducks to the outside, gets nothing. Loss by Jerry Robinson. Right now for an update, let's once again go to Brent Musburger in New York.
Pat Terry Bradshaw came back with a vengeance this afternoon against New England. He was 17 of 27 for 282 yards and 2 touchdowns. This one to running back Greg Hawthorne. And the Steelers are still in the hunt for the Super Bowl. Let's go back to Pat and John.
Do not forget about those Pittsburgh Steelers.
Not 3 weeks in a row. It's not going to happen to that team 3 weeks in a row. Once, maybe, twice surprises you, but it won't happen the 3rd time.
3rd, 15. Shotgun formation. White. Screen pass. This is Ron Spring. And the Eagles have it. Defense just perfect. Not even back to the line of scrimmage, and Danny White will have to punt.
The Eagles are really scrambling around that field on defense, and that was the thing that Dick said that they missed this year. You know, being number 1, he said, we went to camp and thought we were number 1, therefore we'll still be number 1, and we didn't work enough on it. He said, the way we have to play, he said, we aren't that good. He said, we have to, everyone on every tackle, running all over the field, hitting, tackling, that's the way we have to play defense, and we haven't been doing it.
Wally Henry back deep for Philadelphia. Good kick. Away from Ron Fellows for Dallas. Good kick, and what great coverage.
That was Ron Fellows was the outside man on the right. Of course, the only two men that could go when the ball snapped were the two outside men. He was on the right side. He just flew down the field and got there about the same time the ball did.
Wally Henry had no chance as Fellows was down in a hurry. 12:58 left to play in the first half. Philadelphia 14. Dallas 7. The Eagles have the ball at their own 27-yard line. Pat Summerall with John Madden, Texas Stadium. Montgomery the lone setback. Montgomery quickly to the outside. Breaks one tackle, but not another. As Michael Downs comes up quickly to make the stop. Right now for another update around the NFL, let's go to Brent Musburger.
Pat, the Cleveland Browns are still in the hunt for the playoffs. Left-handed quarterback Paul McDonald goes 18 of 34 for 248 yards, and this 56-yard touchdown pass to Dave Logan. The Browns come from behind to win it 2014. Back to Pat and John.
Driving rain in Dallas. It's going to freeze later. Montgomery has a first down on the pass from Jaworski. Michael Downs makes the tackle. 12-yard gain, however.
This guy is an amazing athlete. He's of course the best runner in the Eagle team. He's one of the best runners in the National Football League. He's also one of the best receivers on the team, if not the best receiver, so they can get the ball to him in a lot of different ways.
First and 10 from their own 41. Spagnola comes in motion. Eagles with their two tight ends in action. Harris in front of Jaworski. Scramble for the football. Cowboys have it. Jaworski lost it. Bob Brunick made the recovery.
Watch Jaworski now. It's an I formation play. He didn't get the ball from the center. It looks like as he took the ball and he wanted to bring it in and make his reverse pivot for the handoff, he lost the ball.
And Brunick came up with it. So the Cowboys will have it first and 10 in good shape at the Eagle 36 as Philadelphia leads Dallas 14-7. Philadelphia 14, Dallas 7. Pat Summerall with John Madden at Texas Stadium, where the Cowboys have just recovered a Ron Jaworski fumble.
See that? He really didn't get it. The ball went right through his hands on the snap. I always think that's an automatic play, you know, but it's really a big play.
Brunick made the recovery. Look at the Dallas Cowboys starting middle linebackers since they came into being. Jack Patera first, then Jerry Tubbs from 61 to 65, then the great Leroy Jordan. Around the right side, got about 4. Got a bounce by Richard Blackmore. Right now, let's go again to Brent Musburger in New York.
Pat, the Cincinnati Bengals pushed their record to 6-2. Quarterback Kenny Anderson went 22 of 29, 255 yards, and this 56-yard scoring strike to David Mercer, a former top draft choice of the Bengals. Right now, let's go back to Dallas and Pat Summerall.
The stadium, it's Philadelphia 14, Dallas 7. We're in the second quarter with 12:09 left to play. Possession so far. Dallas has had the football. Philadelphia, however, has the lead. 2nd and 6 at the 32. Foster started in motion. White outside quickly. Tony Hill. Nothing doing. Very slow developing play. Ken Clark out there to make the stop.
One thing that Tony Hill should know by now, that against this Eagle defense, it's always been a swarming defense, that if you get that ball, you better not dance with it. Get it and take it straight up the field. Tony Hill did a little dance out there, and a whole bunch of those green shirts came out and said hello.
You should do your dancing upfield. Tom Landry, bring him back alive. 3rd and 4. shuffling. White does the throw. Incomplete. Penalty mark again. Jerry Robinson back there with the intended receiver.
Ooh, that was a late one, Pat. That official looked like he was talked into that one. He didn't say anything, and then Doug Cosby started to complain, started to point to Jerry Robinson, and then the flag came out. Whoa. If you're going to call it right now.
Defensive pass interference. First down.
First down.
Watch it. Here's Cosby. He's with number 84. Watch, he'll come up. There's Jerry Robinson, 56. Robinson hit him there. That's legal. He runs into him now, and you see there's nothing there. There's no flag. Now watch Cosby point to him. He said he did it. Now watch the flag go. That's one of those talking into something. I think it could have been called a penalty, but if you're going to call it 1.5. It's not what someone talks to you about it.
First down. 11:19 left to go in the first half. Pearson in motion this time. White fakes. Cosby, again the receiver. He got about 4 or 5, down to about the 15, 16-yard line perhaps. Looked a little shaky.
That's the thing, you know, with the Cowboys, they can send those receivers out, those wide receivers and running backs. Then they just let that tight end work from sideline to sideline underneath all that linebacker coverage. You know, when you have a big target like a Doug Cosby, a Billy Joe Dupree, you can always find those guys when you get in trouble.
Cosby 6'6", Dupree 6'5". Second down, 6 to go. Dorsett. Around the corner near first down to about the 11-yard line. Knocked out of bounds by John Bunny.
Well, the interesting thing about that is the block that sprung that play that made it possible, besides great running by Tony Dorsett, was Drew Pearson, number 88. Let's see if we can watch it here. Now, it's a reverse play. See, Dorsett starts to his left, does a little turn. Now he comes out here, gets by Harrison. Now watch on the right of your screen. Right there, 88, Drew Pearson got that block, and that's the one that sprung Dorsett to the outside. You know, it's interesting. We were talking to Jerry Tubbs about that, about how when a wide receiver blocks, you usually get a big gainer.
Third down and 1. Dorsett drops it. Dallas has it back. Well, the conditions like this are very conducive to the ball being on the artificial turf very often.
Well, the biggest job that the officials have to do in a game like this is to keep the footballs dry. Of course, they have a number of balls here. They can throw them in and out, but they should keep a towel on it when it's on the ground. Fourth down, a big decision here. Looks like the Cowboys are going to go for it.
Herbert Scott is the man who made the recovery. Newhouse comes into the Dallas backfield now. Jay Salvey, their third tight end. 30-second clock down to 10 seconds now. They got to hurry.
The Eagles are tough in short yardage defense.
White. Cosby is wide open. Touchdown. What a great call. Because it worked.
It was a great call, period.
Doug Cosby from Danny White. Fourth and about a foot they had. Shades of Bart Starr.
That's the time to do it. That fourth and a foot, you got that short yardage defense anchored in there. Fake them, hold them, boom, sneak that tight end out.
That's the kind of year it's been for the Eagles. With all respect to Dallas, because they executed well. Raphael Septien with Toronto holding. All even at 14.
Fourth down, short yardage. Defense anchored in there. Watch number 84, Cosby. He doesn't even look like he's going to block. He just pushed the linebacker, John Bunning, to the outside. He ran a corner route. No defenders there. What do you think the coach does on a play like that?
There's Tom Landry. Let's look and see what he did.
Put his hand in his pocket, turned away, handed someone his card, and said it's all in a day's work.
That was Jim Myers. He handed his note list to. All in a day's work. 14 apiece.
I'm Tom Landry, and on behalf of the Dallas Cowboys, I want to wish all the listeners a very happy new year.
Very happy moment just seconds ago for Tom Landry. Septian kicks off. Wally Henry and Mel Hoover. Back deep for the Eagles. This is Henry. Fellows made first contact. Henry spun away from him, got out to the 25 where the Eagles take over. 1st and 10. They've been able to move the football. Scoring drive by Dallas. The touchdown, 11-yard pass on 4th and short to Doug Cosby. 6 plays, 36 yards, 313.
Did you see where Septian kicked off from? He kicked off from the right hash mark. There's a lot of water on the 35-yard line right in the middle of the field. And the kicker can choose. He can kick off in the middle or anywhere between the 2 hash marks. So he kicked off from the right hash mark. You see, that's good there. You see that rain in the middle there? So he decided he didn't want to step in that, so he went over to the right hash mark and kicked. Pretty smart.
All kickers are not stupid.
Smart kicker, Rafael Septian.
8:51 left first half, 14-14 score. Spagnola in motion. Montgomery has the football. Montgomery barrels out to about the 30. Pick up of 3 or 4. Bob Brunig led the defensive charge. Let's look at some of the other scores around the league. San Diego 16-0 over Baltimore. Poor Frank Bush. The Raiders 17, Denver 0. Poor Dan Reeves. Chicago 17, the Rams 6. Washington 7, New Orleans 7. Don't forget about New Orleans. They played Dallas tough last week. Ron Jaworski trying to keep things warm. 5 out of 6 so far, 58 yards. The lone setback is Leroy Harris. 2nd and 6. Jaworski, Spagnola. Guy Brown knocked it down, left the ball on the ground. Dallas picks it up, and it's on the ground again. But the ball's going to be blown dead.
That's the 3rd time we've seen that in this game where there's a fumble. Again, the officials decided that it was either the whistle had blown or that the fumble was caused by the ground. But that's the 3rd time we've seen that in this half. That was an interesting pass. 3 wide receivers. They all went deep. Spagnola came underneath, and he was all by himself.
Jaworski's booked against the Cowboys. 1 interception today by Everson Walls. Again blowing on his hands to try to stay warm. Oh, rain continues to fall. Montgomery. Wilbert hit down just shy of the 50 by Ed Jones. With a lot of help from a lot of friends.
Let's watch Ed Jones there. He's playing against big Frank Giddens. As he moves to the outside, Giddens is trying to block him. He gets his hands on him, plays off, finds Montgomery, and tackles like a linebacker.
Technique very well done there by Ed Jones. Right at midfield. Montgomery 55 yards, 10 carries. Harris the lone setback. Montgomery is split wide to the right. Draw play, Leroy Harris. Up quickly with great authority is Benny Barnes. Talk about your textbook technique. Picture play. There's one.
Let's watch Benny Barnes. He's a strong safety. He's playing here. He's playing against Montgomery. He sees it's a draw. Plays off Montgomery. Makes a tackle in back field. Look at that rain stuff fly around there. See that water? I like that. No mud, though. A lot of water.
3rd down, 8.
Good place to slide. You know, like one of those water slides.
There's Carmichael in motion out of the shotgun. Penalty markers down as Jaworski fires. The 30-second clock had expired. The Eagles took too much time.
Delay of game. Offense.
And Haggerty. You always always felt, I think, John, that he was a lot of good officials around, but that he was one of the best.
I sure did. I had a lot of respect for Pat Haggerty. I thought he was always one of the best referees in the league. You know, he never changes, no matter what happens. Things get tight, they get exciting, they get argumentative, whatever. Pat Haggerty stays the same. Always calm, he's cool, he's collected. I always had a lot of respect for that guy.
3rd and 13 for Philadelphia. Ron Jaworski. Under fire in Philadelphia. In the eyes of his head coach, Dick Vermeil, he still continues to do a very, very fine job. Dallas quits. It's Jaworski down at the 30. Anthony Dickerson came firing and flying through with help from Ed Jones. First sack, loss of 11.
Let's watch it from the end zone. We'll see Dickerson, number 51. He comes from the right side of the screen. He's on a blitz, and we'll see too tall Jones coming from the left. Look, there's Dickerson. Jaworski feels it, and there's Jones right there, the two of them. Have to pick up those blitzes.
Max Runniger back to punt for Philadelphia. Pittsburgh leads the league. This is the way the day began. A number of sacks. Fellows back deep for Dallas. In the water and the rain. Good kick by Runniger. Fellows chase it over the sideline, goes out of bounds. Good kick. Under the circumstances, an excellent kick. 5 minutes, 19 seconds left to play in the first half at Texas Stadium. And the Dallas Cowboys 14 and the Philadelphia Eagles 14.
I'd just like to take this opportunity to wish all the people all over the country a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
And John Madden and Pat Summerall would like to just add their good wishes to that, too. Philadelphia 14, Dallas 14. Coach seemed to be in a very good mood last night, didn't he?
He sure was. He seemed confident.
Yes. 14-14 the score. Dorsett is out. Newsom is in with Spring. Springs outside the 25 to the 26. Dallas 14, Philadelphia 14. Rainy, icy.
You get some rain on those face masks. You know, what you need, there's a little mud, a little dirt, and a little grass hanging down there between those bars. That's the trouble with this artificial turf. Everyone's face too clean. You know, you don't feel like you're down there in the pit, you know, doing all that stuff.
Aja for Springs. 2nd and 2. A little grass on the face mask. Never. And off Springs. Wrapped up quickly by Carl Hairston. Ken Clark might have gotten a first down. He'd be close.
Carl Hairston is probably one of the best defensive linemen against the run in this league. You know, the Eagles play a 3-man line on running downs, and they flex the ends. They play back a little. And Hairston could play inside or outside, and he'll make tackles up and down the line of scrimmage just like a linebacker.
2nd on the Eagles with his number of sacks. 3rd and short. 3rd and 1. 3 tight ends for Dallas. Dorsett. With the extra effort, came close. Not really sure he made the first down. Ken Clark was the first Eagle to make contact.
I tell you, if he did, it was a heck of an effort. Jerry Robinson was in the backfield, too, and he hit him before he got to the line of scrimmage.
They're going to measure, but Tom Landry really has already conceded. He doesn't think they made it. He said we got to punt the ball.
Let's watch it and see if we can see Jerry Robinson come in here. He's the inside linebacker to the right. You see him shoot the hole right there. Now, right in there, he gets a shot. That was Ken Clark there. Excuse me, that wasn't Robinson. Just as you said, Ken Clark, nose tackle, moved to the left, got penetration. Any short yardage, you really can't allow penetration by the defensive line.
I'm sure that the Eagles are very much aware of what Danny White might do from punt formation, and has done. You run out of there if you're not careful. Wally Henry's back here. He got it. Got the first down. Harrison made the hit, but White got the first down. Can't believe he did it again.
You call that one. I'll tell you, we were talking to Tom Landry about that yesterday. He said, I have no idea when he's going to do it. He said, sometimes that just makes my heart fly. Watch it here. Now, what he's keying is the defense to see if they turn, the return team. You see, he sees them turn. You see him turn? The green jersey, he runs right in behind him, just gets to the line for the first down. That is a gutsy call when you're in that area of the field. Woo!
In his career, yes, he calls that himself, of course. We talked to Coach Landry about it yesterday. 20 times he has run out of punt formation, and 17 times he's gotten the first down. Here's Dorsett. Nothing doing as Carl Harrison wraps him up short of the line of scrimmage.
Did you see that play? We were talking about Carl Harrison. He's a right end. Look, he's way over here in the left-handed stand. Now watch him. He's off. He takes the inside, comes, flattens down the line, and tackles Tony Dorsett in the backfield on the other side of the field.
Good hustle. Good play. Lost a yard. 2nd and 11. We'll have the 2-minute notification before they run another play, as White already has started to stroll over to talk with his coach. So 2 minutes left to play in the first half at Texas Stadium. It's Dallas 14 and the Philadelphia Eagles 14. New Year's Eve. And don't forget the Cotton Bowl. New Year's Day with the Pittsburgh Panthers against SMU. Great athletes for both of those teams. And Marino, who is, as a matter of fact, in the booth with us, will be able to talk to him about what he thinks of SMU and the Cotton Bowl at halftime. 2nd and 11. 2 minutes to play first half. Point. Oh, knocked away, almost intercepted by John Bunting. Had some wet green patches, but no defenders in between him and the goal line. Dorsett, excuse me, Chief.
Excuse me. That's a linebacker's dream, Pat, because he saw that one. Watch him be in the right-hand side of the screen. We'll see, there's supposed to be a quick pass out here. Bunting starts up the field, sees Dorsett going to the outside, gets between Danny White and Tony Dorsett, and darn near had 6 points. This guy's dream of that.
That'll make it 3rd and 11. Rankings and what have you. Dallas, the #1 offensive team in the NFC. Springs was the man in motion. White, good protection. Throws. Had a first down, dropped it. Von Mansfield back there on defense. And Danny White will once again go back in punting formation. This time I don't think Johnny will run.
I don't think so either, but he was thinking that last one went all for naught. He did it. He got the first down. And then, of course, they go 3 downs and they have to punt again. Tom Landry's probably yelling, punt, 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 Danny, please.
Wally Henry back deep for the Eagles. And this time he will. Another good kick. Done once again. Fellows is down quickly. Misses this time, but there. And the Dallas coverage is good. Danny Spradlin, 45-yard kick. And a minimal return. Dallas does a good job covering. Good kick by White. 14-14, 141 left first half. Pat Summerall with John Madden, Texas Stadium, the home of the Cowboys. Tied at 14 with the Philadelphia Eagles. Cowboys need a victory to ensure themselves of the home field advantage throughout the playoffs. The Eagles need a victory to stay alive in the playoff chase. Jaworski outside Montgomery. Had it. Ron Smith, I beg your pardon. Pass is picked off by Dennis Thurman, and now they say no.
I think they say yes.
Yes, they do. Now they do, yes.
They say it's an interception, but Dennis Thurman was down, so the Cowboys will get the ball back in. Worst is saying, what do you have to do? You throw it right into Ron Smith's arm. Watch here. Here's Dennis Thurman. Ron Smith is coming off the line. He's going to run a little stop or hook pattern. Now watch, the ball is thrown right in his chest. He starts to run. It bounces out of his hands right into Dennis Thurman's hands. The official blew the ball dead right there.
Talking to Dennis before the game, he said, when I get my first interception, say hello to Mom. And when I get my second one, say hello to whoever you want to. So hi, Mom. First down, Cowboys, the Eagle 37. First and 10. Cosby. The move man. And White quickly to work. Going for Cosby, who is open and got it. Cosby inside the 10 to about the 7. John fought him back there with him and dragged him out of bounds. 29-yard pickup. White to Doug Cosby.
I think the Cowboys lulled him to sleep on this one, Pat. They've been running Cosby across in motion like this. Now watch him. He comes across. He runs a little short out. Go on, Doug. Up the field and now out. They've been throwing the ball there. Now he stops, turns, gets bunting to come up, turns and runs right by him up the field. I think they lulled him. They've been throwing that short out to him all day, and they started that out, boom, and then turned right up the field.
And he did a very good job of acting himself, slowing down, looking back, and then turned it on and up. 5 catches for Cosby. Off the left side, Dorsett this time, inside the 5. Clock running, a minute, 20 seconds left first half. Cowboys have 2 timeouts. The Eagles have all of theirs.
Sure, the Cowboys don't want to take a timeout here. They want to eventually score, but they want to run as much time off the clock as they can so that when they score, the Eagles won't have any time to do anything this half.
From the 4, second down and goal. Tight end set up. This is Saldi. Set up to the left as the flanker now in motion. The inside trap that they've run for years. Dorsett behind Saldi. Down to about the 2.
I used to always say that. You see Jay Saldi come in, and you watch him in motion and follow him, and he'll show you where the ball's going. Watch him. He's a man here, 87. Watch, just follow him. See, he leads right in there, and watch what's coming right in behind him. The ball and Tony Dorsett.
Third down then from the 2. 25 seconds left to play, and the clock's still running.
I bet it's that play pass type of thing that they've already scored once on. The Cowboys are going to take time out now. We'll see what Tom Landry's thinking, but they've had great success with that. Faking a run to Dorsett, bootlegging out with a quarterback, Danny White, and he has the option to run or pass.
1 timeout remaining. They return after this word. The preceding message was brought to you by the National Football League, and thank you, Frank Lemaster. 14-14. That's the timeout situation. Cowboys have it 3rd and goal at the 2 with 15 seconds remaining in the first half. Like the rain has stopped, at least for the moment. Maybe a little bit still drifting down. 3rd down. Springs and Dorsett. Keith Saldi sets up to the left. Hand off once again. Dorsett didn't make it. Carl Heston. First man to hit him.
Now what do the Cowboys do? They have 5 seconds. 4th down. I think the fact that they ran the ball. Let's watch the linebackers here. I think they're going to go for it on 4th down is what I'm trying to say. You see both the inside linebackers hitting the hole. That was Jerry Robinson there who made contact at the line of scrimmage.
Dallas has just used their last timeout.
I don't think they're going to use the kicker. I think when they decided to run, they said, we'll go for it once. If we don't get it, we'll run it a second time. Getting a little help over there. It looks like, is that Drew Pearson on the left who's offering him some suggestions?
Jim Myers behind him.
They're going to kick it.
Now they've decided that it's time for Septien. But again, don't forget that his holder, Glenn Carano, is also a quarterback.
The other thing we can't forget is that was very good goal line defense by the Philadelphia Eagles.
Ball is just inside the 1-yard line, 4th down. And Coach Landry has decided, let's go ahead and kick it. Toronto will kneel at about the 18, about the 8, making it an 18-yard field goal at the end. Regimented steps all together. And yes, sir. Dallas captures the lead.
Both teams back on the field. 17-14 the score. The Cowboys on an 18-yard field goal with 2 seconds remaining in the first half took the lead for the first time today. Cowboys will receive the